Really help if would drop down on a rock. I clamped it. I went ahead and put the back on here, tightened it up. That way nothing would lose shape. And I made sure that I didn't put too much heat into this. But yeah, welded up fine. And that should help. This is 1/4 inch thick, 13 inches. If you're wondering, I'm 13 inches from there to there, 1.5 inches back here, 3.5 out here. So I kind of give you an idea of what we did there. And like I said, in the event that he does drop onto a rock, it'll just slide past instead of ripping all these fins off. So, all right. If you wonder why I didn't extend these out wider, I probably could have. Probably could have went back here, ran them straight out. But I didn't want, if he did get on a rock, I didn't want it putting a whole bunch of pressure and bending down there. You're not gonna be on a rock anyways. This is just in case measure. So that's why they're there. Hey there. All right, we're back working on the transmission. Darren and Harley with Wee TJ. Okay, so we got this input shaft. Here's our original bearing pressed on there, all that goodness. We bought a new one. You want to clean that with brake clean? Get her clean. Sure. So we're going to press a bearing onto that, and then we are going to lightly press that into the front of the housing. Put the retaining plates on there. These here, we got to clean these too. These plates and the Torx. Harley, these got to be cleaned the same way. Yep. Clean them up. While I'm doing that, I'm going to show you right here. This, I'm going to get it right up front. This is used to press that bearing on. Now, if you're using your original 5th gear, now we have been told to get these things to be quiet. You're going to have to replace the 5th gear. The 5th gear idler and this input shaft, because this is 5th gear. Everything in your transmission runs through your 5th gear. That's your main gear. That's the way this transmission's set up. Even though it looks perfect, it is what it is. I mean, I'm being told. So the only thing we're going to use is a C-clip off this thing, because we have a new, Harley's cleaning it, and we have a new bearing. Now, getting to the actual size of this right here to drive this bearing on, this is the proper tool. I've been giving you guys measurements of all these things. The OD of this is 1.935. 1.935. And the ID, I don't think it really matters. It's basically 1/8 of an inch or a little bit less. The ID of it is 1.616. 1.616. Okay, the length. Okay. Just over 8 9/16 from there to there. So, all right, so let's get that bearing pressed onto this. I'm going to put a light coat of oil right here. What I'm assembling it with, which is this stuff right here. Now I'm using a piece of plywood. I want to protect that. I'm assuming this is going to go on fairly easy. It'd help if I was in the center of it. But I'm assuming it's going to press on fairly easy because everything else has. I'd say it's home. Put a snap ring in there, because if it doesn't fit, I'll come back over. Give it another little push. Alright, so we're gonna remove the old one. It's not gonna fit. Not unless the, I don't know if these rings are tapered. That's something I've never... Are these things tapered? No. Okay, so I gotta press set a little bit more. It looks like the more I looked at it, the more I looked at this, I'm fine to actually press right against the steel because of I don't have to be worried about that. The snap ring. So we took the original snap ring off, and I'd heard something of the sort of this, that when assembling these, that they would use different thicknesses of snap rings. Alright, so I measured, ours wouldn't fit. The one that we took off this would not fit that. And I wasn't sure exactly by how much. I measured from here to here and from there to there, and that measured all the same to that. So apparently that cut right there was a little bit short. I took 3/1000 off the snap ring. Yes, about 3.5 thousandths. You're probably asking how you have it. We took it off with a Dremel. Just went slow, and so we got this on a flex cord. You focus there, thingy. Go. Okay. And with this right here, this thing will move. Just by, it's kind of a quick attach thing right there, but so even if you did get off on an angle, like so I was grinding like this. So I took I ground there, and then I'd grind there and there, and then I'd check it with my caliper, and so 3/1000 is what it took. Hold on here, I thought I had it to where it fit. Yeah, we're in. I am, right? Yeah, I'm in. I'm second guessing myself. Alright, so let's do this. Let's put this thing on. It didn't feel like I went, did it?
I can't tell.
Yeah, you can tell it did right there. Well,
Let's see.
it's not in. It's not in.
Well,
See,
it looks
see
like
right here?
there's
The front went in. I'd say we gotta take a little bit more off. Alright, we took another couple thousandths off. It was close before, but this one will definitely go in. I have no doubt. that's in. That's incorrect. Finally. Done. Nice. 6 thousandths. Roughly 6 thousandths we took off. Okay, I've already given you the measurements of these two tools. You easy enough, if you had one of the bearing and race tools, you could do this. So you wouldn't need this tool. Okay, let's check it out, see if it's flush. For example, well, shoot. Here, I guess if you decide just to buy this, part number 9638, you could do it with this. Especially if you put a socket up here, or they make these in longer version to where you're hitting it. So you could use this for both those seals. This actually was fairly cheap, this aluminum, so you could put both your seals into that. Okay. So this is the input shaft. I just slid through the bearing. I oiled the bearing surface first. You don't want to put a dry bearing in. That's all it took. Mind you, this has these retainers in here. Holds these in here, so it's not like it's going to take a bunch to hold them in. Alright, what's this say? 10 newts or 88 inch-pounds? 10 newts or 88 inch-pounds. Well, I shouldn't have done that. I should have tightened it halfway. Rookie mistake there. Let me go halfway, and then before I torque it all the way. All right. Alright, so I just like here's the bearing for the front counter shaft. Just the same setup. I gave you the measurements for these. It's gonna work to pop this in. I haven't even looked as to what they're telling me to put it in with, but I'm telling you right here that these will work, and these go in. Yeah, that's it. That's how easy they always go in. I'll make it sound like I've done a lot of these. I haven't. The others have went in that easy. Yeah. So gotta get these retainers here. Like when we took them apart, I Ziploc marked every bag, what it was, the bearing, everything that came out. That way we wouldn't be questioning what and where and all that good stuff. Harley?
Yeah. Yeah, let me guess.
Yeah. Okay. Back to this guy. I don't think there's any particular order that it goes. That looks about right there. And can you put some Loctite on these? Get them put in. These go in at 9 newton meters. Back that down to 9. And we're ready to jam on this in a second. Yeah, so these bolts right here are 9 newts, a little bit less. So the inside bolts, everything inside these cases, from whether it's front or rear, is 10 newts, 88 inch-pounds. I'm double checking these right here. I don't know why I felt the need, but I've already put the bolts in the counter shaft tab. So everything down there, all 8 of them, are 10 newts. All right. And that should wrap this video up, guys. Catch you on the next one.